What is up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Talk That Sport. It is Jordan Jones back at it again with CJ Jones. Say what's up to the people.
What's up?
Y'all, we almost ran late up in this. Me and CJ were having a
decision that Jordan's a coach. Thank God.
No. Okay, because I want to go to this before we do. Yeah. I told you I wanted to welcome to happy hour, and as it goes with happy hour, you're having drinks around the table, enjoying each other's company, and you just talk about the things that come up. What you drinking over there, CJ?
Jordan, I'm not gonna lie. Today's been a long day, so I'm going double fisted.
Dude.
Wild turkey and a Corona. So
if
you see me take a shot from Jordan's bad takes, this is the wild turkey, and this is just my relaxation drink. Is my Corona.
All right. Well, I got the Shiner Bock Tall Boy, and that's what I'm sipping on today. Yeah.
It is my favorite type of year though. It's Shiner season, so you have the fall flavors coming in for Shiner beer.
It's the best season.
I will be definitely getting the case of that. Jordan, on the side note, I was going to come out there and totally surprise you today, but I took a nap at like noon and then just threw off my plans. I was literally going to text Lexi and be like, hey, you working today? Like, if not, I want to sneak in and surprise Jordan right before the show. And just be like, I'm coming, I'm getting on, and then walk to the back door.
Today? But, Lexi, I was going to do it today. Lexi would have been at work, but I would have. You can get it through our garage. So.
I'm pretty sure she could have let me in the house. I'm pretty sure I could have found a way to get in the house.
Yeah, no.
I didn't want you to know. But I was gonna leave it like 3 o'clock and try to get there. But
should have came. We could have did the show in Studio Day Jordan. I got pretty nice setup over there.
I may still end up doing it one of these weeks. You never know. I just
come up.
I'm here, nigga.
We really do got to do a live show together at some point soon.
I don't think we're ready for that.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think it'll be a blast.
It's easy not to throw hands at you through like the camera. So I can just imagine and you say something crazy, I might throw my hat at you. Many mistakes maybe happen.
That would be all right. I want to do like a live show at like a bar. We go up to Mavs. Maybe I can do it up there.
I guess we could do one of the Mavs,
Yeah.
Mavs, Hooligans, just plenty of places.
Do it on the little stage or something.
7th Street, you know what I'm saying? Not 7th Street. What are you calling it? Fry Street.
Fry Street. Yeah, we can get into one of those Wednesday night right before. That's some dollar doubles. We can go up there and have some dollar doubles.
See, you had dollar doubles out there on Fry Street, and Arlington had $2 doubles on Mondays at Cave's Lounge, Sunshine, and $2 doubles killed me. So I don't need a dollar double night. Nowhere near.
I feel you. Yeah, we'll take Zach Wilczek, see if he wants to come. Maybe KT will hop on, and we can have some fun. That would be a little blast. Yeah, we'll take a bunch of shots. We'll have some fun.
All right. So how's your week been?
It's been all right. It's been better than it really hasn't been bad. I don't know why.
It sounds like it's been fucking horrible. Jordan's like, fuck.
Yeah, I am 3 weeks away from finishing my coursework for my master's. I'm in 2 classes right now. Yeah, I'm in 2 7-week courses. Yeah. Which, keep in mind, a 7-week course is like basically you're doing twice the work each week to condense a 14-week class into a 7-week class. So I'm doing that 2 times over. So it's like I'm in a master's program where you're taking 12 hours at one time. And normally they don't recommend that at the master's level. The most that they'll let you take is 9. Most take 6. So imagine the kind of work that I do each week. I have about 10 assignments due each week. Not to mention my regular job, which keeps me busy every week. And then, I'm married. And then I also, I'm finishing up my master's thesis because that's due in 3 weeks if I want to graduate. So I just finished a bunch of the journal entries that I was supposed to do 6 months ago that I got behind on. And then I have a research paper due in 3 weeks. So, I'm trying not to blow my head off, but I'm
making me not want to go back to school ever.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah, and I start my doctorate in January, so fun stuff.
Look, Dr. Jones.
Things you do, Dr. Jones.
For, titles.
Yeah, well, how's it going in your world?
Shit. It's all right. It's good. I mean, ain't much but me and Muff been doing, but like building shit and watching TV. Like I was sick last week, no COVID, hopefully still. I had some bit of allergies and stuff like that. So like the last week has been like trying to get better and staying in the house and drinking jugs of orange juice. Like Muffin understands that like when I get sick, I just go to Winco and get those like big ass jugs of orange juice and I just drink out of them for like 3 days straight. And then I drank so much Alka-Seltzer Cold Plus and Mucinex, three bottles of Mucinex in 8 days. Yeah. So that's if the devil was trying to take over my body, he almost had a chance.
And that's what it sounds like.
And then my fantasy team is 0-2. So I'm just fucking enjoying fantasy season. The 1 year I decided to like time out. How's our other fantasy team doing? Did we win this week?
Yeah, we won.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. At least I got a win in one league, right?
We beat Sports Live Talk. Shout out to them, those guys over there.
Oh, we beat them?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, B. Jones, that goes to you. That's for you. Didn't the Saints lose too?
Yep. The Saints lost to the Raiders, and not in they look bad. Like, it was not good. Yeah.
That was but my fantasy team's 0-2. All the shit I was talking about, Michael Thomas taking him fourth. Guys, I apologize. Sometimes it's just wrong.
Yeah.
I should have took. He's still better than like Clyde Edwards-Helaire that I would have picked at 4 anyway.
Honestly,
but, okay. I gave up Kamara. Like, I could have had Kamara, who's having a great season right now, and I have no running backs in my squad. So let me vent about I know nobody cares about your fantasy team, but fuck, I have my running backs are shit. I really thought Cam Akers would have been great. I thought Antonio Gibson was going to be a good little pickup. I thought I had some decent depth with J.K. Dobbins on the bench. No, my whole running back situation is fucked. I pick up Michael Brown this weekend. Michael Brown does shit. All right, 7 points. Gibson gave me 11, but my receiving core is decent, but I'm getting my ass kicked by everybody this year. So I'm just gonna pray that I can find some running back help. I'm still thinking, should I pick up Devontae Freeman this week? I'm doing that now. I'm gonna have the leading waiver wire, so it doesn't matter. So I can pick whoever I want to. But yeah, just pray for my fantasy team, guys. But yeah,
that's rough, brother. That's
all
rough.
I got, Jordan. That's all I got today. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my team bounced back. Dak Prescott and Matt Ryan led the charge for my fantasy team. We're in a 2-quarterback lead, if you can't tell. And straight dominated. So that helped out a whole lot. I mean, I'm on the upside here. I made one fantasy mistake where I benched James Conner this week because I was unsure if he was going to play and be healthy and get a decent amount of touches.
It was almost a good play because he got hurt.
Yeah, the issue though was the guy I benched him for was AJ Green, who only gave me 5 points, and I had benched AJ Green, technically I guess I benched him. No, yeah, I did bench him for AJ Green, and then I had Will Fuller out there as well, and he gave me a straight goose egg over against Baltimore's defense, so that was fun. While I had Deontay Thompson over from Pittsburgh, who also had like 20 points on my bench. So, but I mean, a win's a win, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm starting 3 Steelers players this week, and we're gonna see how that goes.
I started my Ravens last week, thinking it's gonna be a great week for them. It was a great week for some Ravens, but not Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown. All right, and while I had Trevor McLaurin, Scary Terry on my bench at 28 points. If I played him, I still would have lost. But it would have been closer.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my team right now. I really don't. I know I don't know.
Yeah.
I think get a W this
It's very easy to keep your team the same when you're winning. As soon as you start losing, you doubt every player on your roster. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who to start.
The best player on my team, the players I'm not worried about is Cam, Hop.
Yeah.
You hit fucking CeeDee Lamb. I'm not scared of him either right now. I started CeeDee Lamb this week, gave me 19 points. I was like, look at this guy. But I don't know. Like, I know in our league, in the way our league is set up, if you can get to 7 wins, you get in the playoffs. Now, I don't want to be the team that gets played. I'm tired of winning the wild card games. I want to get the bye week, but there's one team in our league that looks like I'm just hoping these major injuries keep happening, and hopefully everybody comes back to attack.
I feel you, man. Yeah, it's fantasy is a toss-up. I really don't know how good my team's going to be this year. Christian's team is straight dominating right now. Like they
Jordan,
put up
he's getting that lucky beginner syndrome.
Yeah, he's getting beginner's luck.
He's like kicking everybody's ass and thinking like he knows fantasy now. Like here in our group chat, do you see him trying to lecture me about players to pick up? And I have Josh Allen. Well, fuck you.
No. Hey, and here's for all those people riding Josh Allen this year, he's going to have a pretty solid season. But let's keep in mind the two teams that he's played this season so far. Like what he's played, like Miami and the Jets. Like those aren't very impressive teams. Like they are bad teams. Like Miami last week, which I'm high on Miami's defense, but Byron Jones was hurt. Like they were facing other injuries on their defense. They're not very good right now. So let's see them when they play some real competition this next week and see how they're really doing. Josh Allen's going to be solid, but he's not going to nearly put up the performances that he has in the past.
I just can't believe in Josh Allen ever. Even though he beat my Cowboys pretty heavily on Thanksgiving last year. I can't. I will never ever.
We were a team waving the white flag at that point.
Yeah, we're like, fuck Jason Garrett, fuck Josh Allen. All right, let's get into this week's show, George. Let's get 12 minutes, 22 seconds in. Each week, we're good for 10 minutes of nonsense to start the podcast.
Yeah, it's what happened. Hey, we were giving some fantasy input. There you go.
I have no good fantasy advice for you guys this week. I am just going to go back to listen to the 06110 every day again, try to find some sleepers.
Yeah, key to success in fantasy, listen to Jordan always. I hiccuped my first week.
Have you a nice bottle of bourbon and just drink it constantly.
That is true. Yeah, but the alcohol tastes so much sweeter when you're winning.
It does.
Okay. WNBA playoffs tipped off. CJ, let us know how it's going. Who's the team to look out for? Who's taking home the championship? What's up?
Okay, so here's our Women Ball 2 segment. I didn't think we were going to talk WNBA playoffs because I did not look up. I did watch them, guys.
Okay, right, I just assumed that you were going to talk.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll talk about it a little bit. My worst enemy, my arch rival, Nafees Collier. Happy birthday! You're 24 years old. She had a game. She had a game last night, Jordan. She put a good game together last night. Seattle was just dominating as usual. Connecticut, who started off the season, in all intents and purposes, is a bad team. Turned it around midseason. They have one of the best coaches in the league. They were in the finals last year. They haven't been getting the respect due, but they're in the semis right now playing against Las Vegas. They lost a tough one last night. Now the series tied 1-1. The next one advanced to the finals. I really don't think they can get past Las Vegas. I really don't. A'ja Wilson, who won the MVP this year, she's been looking pretty dominant. She looked dominant last night, and she'll probably look dominant next game. But I want to use my Win Ball 2 segment this week to talk about, look, let's stop hating on the women covering our sports, all right?
Oh, yeah, please.
Maria Taylor was attacked this week on multiple occasions. 2 different people attacked her
Katie
for
Nolan.
No reason. Katie Nolan was attacked by the fucking scum of the earth, Jason Whitlock, who is like a Skip Bayless and then Whitlock right there, scum of the earth part right there. So I just wanted to use this little 2-minute segment to be like, these people were put in places because they worked really hard. They know what they're talking about. Maria Taylor obviously came out and said that it was a mistake, right? But we don't talk about like the people who voted Marc Gasol as the MVP, the Defensive Player of the year that he was second team All NBA, all defense. Like we don't talk about the men that make these mistakes in sports reporting all the time. We'll come for jokes every once in a while, but no, don't come with these women. They're doing their job good, and they don't need to take these straight bullets. Like Jason Whitlock had no right to say that about Katie Nolan, who's literally worked her way up at ESPN. And there's so many Elle Duncan. There's so many women in the game that I have so much respect for. I look up to Jemele Hill. She's one of my favorite on-air personalities. Her and Carrie. So, I don't know why I like women's sports so much. All right, I just grew up watching it growing up. I have no sisters, like blood, but I figured I was going to be a father of many daughters and have a bunch of nieces, which I do, and godchildren and goddaughters. So, like, yeah, respect it. Like, just imagine if you're going to say something stupid, like women need to go back to the kitchen or something like that. Just imagine somebody saying it to your mom, or somebody saying it to your sister, or somebody saying it to your wife. And if you're okay with them saying that to your people, you're a very fucked up individual. Yeah. So that's my Women Can Ball 2 segment this week. I will have more WNBA coverage next week. I swear. I will. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I was thinking about this all week. Jordan threw me off. I had to give some kind of highlights.
The playoffs started. I thought you were going to say
I know, but other things came up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use my segment this week to talk about this. And then you said, I was like, well, fuck, I got to say something about WWE. Like, I am watching, guys.
I understand it, yeah.
My wings are out. But, yeah, Napheesa Collier, gosh, I really don't like her. So, like, but if she could come on the show, it'd be great. I would be like, giddy.
True. Yeah, no, as far as that Mariah Taylor stuff goes, yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is. I saw one of the tweets and it was like, has she ever played or she never played basketball and all this stuff, so how can she be covering it or being a voter? And I was like, yeah, she played basketball and volleyball and was like one of the best at it. Yeah. And then second of all, like, how many we just talked about this last week with Skip Bayless, like, and how he was trying to come at Dak, yet he ain't played a down of football in the NFL, yet he knows what it's like to be an NFL quarterback. Yeah, so it's just like, and when you can't use that as an argument when it comes to like being able to vote and talk about sports, because you sit there and trying to judge her, yet you ain't never been in her position in the voters' room. And let's be honest,
there's a ton of voters that have not played sports
exactly
every year.
Yeah, what's it? Brian Windhorst? He ain't played a down or a second of basketball in his life.
Don't bring no.
I know he knows this stuff. I'm not trying to I'm just trying to say,
guys, like, don't bring those strays for him.
No, he really is. He was just the first name that popped in my head, and he's very good at.
He probably played some Pee-wee.
I like Brian Windhorst. I really do. But like, he's a great example. He's just the first example I could think of that like was a true comparison to her.
Jordan, I got a better example.
Okay.
You have me and you, all right?
Exactly. Me.
Professional sports.
Yeah, no.
And we talk. I have stupid opinions about sports. I mean, yeah, but like protect. Like we should do a better job speaking up for our women, especially women of color, especially with all that's going on.
It is not even a matter of having to speak up for women or protect women, because they can do it for themselves. It's just a matter of just straight up. If somebody wrongs them, like, I'm gonna say that's not okay. But what I'm saying is we shouldn't even have to, because we shouldn't be talking bad about them in the first place. Like, he wasn't coming after a guy about this. Like, they weren't coming after guys about this. They went straight for the women. So that's just. It's a horrible stereotype that we have with women in sports, yet there's so many out there that do such an amazing job. So it's just a horrible thing to see. But let's bounce right into whose jersey you're rocking, because I got some stuff to say.
Do you want to start?
You go first, because mine is going to carry into probably what we're going to talk about for most of the show anyways.
So most people would think that I will be repping the Dak Prescott jersey this week. But Dak got us there. But this game was won upon the foot of Greg the Leg Zuerlein. So I'm putting that number 2 Dallas Cowboys jersey, and I'm also going to put a Godwin jersey on, because he recovered the onside kick as that ball spun, and it felt like forever before we figured out who recovered the ball. So I'm going to go with Greg the Leg, who I have always had full confidence in. He may break my heart later on in the season by missing the field goal. But that ball was straight and true, and that onside kick was crooked and perfect for pickup. So, I'm going to be a homer pick, and I'm going to take Greg the Leg this week.
Man.
George, just go ahead and say it.
This is a very difficult choice for me.
Even not wearing the actual jersey.
It's a very difficult choice. I mean, there are so many great performances this week in sports, I mean, you can talk about Anthony Davis in the game winner. I can talk about Jamal Murray in the comeback.
Was it a comeback?
It was. Well, okay. It wasn't really a comeback, but like, okay,
they did blow a 20-point lead.
Well, yeah, when you blow a 20-point lead and you're down and you have the Lakers only within 5 and LeBron James has the ball, I'm calling that a comeback because. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got a spot. Like, LeBron James spots you like 10 points. So it's like until you get your lead over 10 points, you're losing. Okay. Yeah, or I can talk about Russell Wilson and his amazing start to the season. I could talk about Josh Allen. Boy had 4 touchdowns last week. Man, I could talk about Derek Carr leading his team against the Saints.
Noodle arm?
Yeah, noodle arm. Good old noodle arm over there. Man, there's just so many great performances this week. I just don't know who to pick, man.
I'm still waiting for you to say this.
See, to turn around for a second. Turn around for a second. It's not a turn around.
The Dakota Rain Prescott?
For those of y'all that are not watching our live stream or us on YouTube and are listening to us in our podcast, first of all, thanks for listening. Rain Dakota Prescott, the guy who I have hyped up since he came into the league in 2016 and took Tony Romo's job. The man who rushed for 3 touchdowns and passed for another. The man who passed for 450 yards and led his team back, who was down 20-0 after the first quarter, and came back and scored and went on to win the game, outscoring the team 40-19. Outscored a team in 3 quarters 40-19. Pay that man his money. $40 million man. Shoot, $45 million man probably end of the season if this is what we're going to see the rest of the year. The passes that he made, and this is for all y'all people that say, oh, yeah, it's garbage time. It doesn't really matter. Remember, there were a few games last season where Dak was playing in, I guess, garbage time and was leading our team back. And, we had a stupid coach on that led our team that did not do it the right way and ended up putting us in horrible situations to where we lost the game, the Vikings game, the Green Bay Packers game. And granted, Dak made some mistakes, and there was a lot of mistakes made in this game to start the game, but the guy knows what he's doing. He is clearly one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If you cannot see that, I just honestly don't know what you're watching. And you know what the crazy thing is? So you know how everybody always kills Dak for saying that he doesn't take risks? Or that he's just, he's too conservative, or he should have passed it then, and he should have did it then, and everything. So you know that pass that he made to Noah Brown that ended up getting called back? You remember that pass?
Yeah.
Like the one he made with like 4 defenders around him, and he just threaded the needle in there?
And he got Noah Brown almost killed?
Yeah. No, not that one. The one where Noah Brown took off for like 30 yards, but it was like CeeDee Lamb had that blindside block they called the playback. Yeah. So
no. I don't
okay. Man, it's all over Twitter. You got to see it. It's like it was Dak Prescott's best pass of the night.
The only play I remember Noah Brown got in was Noah Brown.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. No, there was another one. And so this pass, he threads the needle in between like 4 defenders, and people literally were sitting on Twitter saying, "Oh yeah, that was too risky of a throw. He shouldn't have made that pass." And they were like, "Oh yeah, he got lucky." Just last week, they killed Dak for taking a sack and not making the pass to Michael Gallup in between the same situation. Y'all are the most hypocritical, cynical people I have ever not met, saw on Twitter, read from on Twitter. Y'all are stupid. Like stupid, stupid. Like, I just don't get it. Let the man be great. Like, witness this greatness. You will not get to see this again. Like, we are seeing one of the best quarterbacks in the league play for the Dallas Cowboys. We finally have a coach who, one, is going to take far many more risks than Jason Garrett, and we can get into that later.
We're going to talk about that today.
Yeah, because we're long gone are the days where it's 4th and 1 and we just punt it away in a close game. That's gone. That's over with. We're over here. Yeah. No.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Way past those days. We're way past the days of waiting and trying to tie the game at the end of the game. No. Let's just go ahead and go for 2 to see if we can go ahead and win it. Yeah. It's a new world, people, and get on board because one, the shots that he's taking and the risks that he's making, at coach, is working out, and that is some trust in your quarterback and your defense. The defense kind of unwarranted because the defense looks rough out there, giving up 39 points, and they looked.
But I think they're going to take time.
Yeah, it's going to take some time to mesh. Yeah. But that's the jersey I'm rocking. I don't actually have it on today, but it is my man, Rain Dakota Prescott. I know. I should have worn it.
And
that's on me. That's on me.
So let me explain to y'all our Sunday watching routines, all right? So this Sunday I'm up. I forgot what time the Cowboys kicked off because I'm just not in football mode yet. All right? But I 11:30 hit the TV. I'm like, oh, Cowboys play at noon. Let's watch this bad boy. By 12:20, I'm like 6 beers in. Because I'm like, this game fucking sucks. I hate football. My fantasy teams are getting raped. It was bad for me, right? So after the third fumble, Jordan calls my phone twice, and I look at it, and I was like, I'm not talking to Jordan. I'm not in the mood to discuss this. I'll just yell about this on the podcast on Thursday. Because at this point in time, I thought we were going to lose 40-0. I've had to fight Saints fans all week. I just really felt like it was out there. But lo and behold, couple hours later, Jordan just blowing my phone up for a totally different meeting. Like the Cowboys had won. I watched it all the way through the end. I just didn't want to pick up the phone and jinx it. Because Jordan's calling me right before the field goal going in. I'm like, nah, I'll talk to you when it's actually over. And then once we actually have a field goal, because that field goal could have went left or right. So it was an event. It was definitely fun. Do I want to be in that position ever again with this Cowboys team? No. I really don't want to lose the ball 3 times. Hold on to the damn ball, guys. All right, especially Zeke. I hadn't seen Zeke put the ball on the ground that many times, and watching him, I think he fumbled the ball twice in his first 2 starts. I remember that a couple years back, but I'm really
he hardly ever fumbles.
I know, and for shout out to number 34, I wish I could say his name. His old high school teammate who was out there just throwing the hands with footballs.
Forced 2 fumbles.
3 fumbles.
No, the first one I thought was Brady Garrett.
Brady
Garrett, the first.
One on Pollard. Well, I guess it wasn't a fumble.
Yeah, it wasn't a fumble. Yeah.
He had the one on Zeke, and he had the one on
Schultz.
Fucking Gavin Schultz, motherfucker. Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Gavin. Yeah. So, Jordan, how do you feel about the team going this week against Seattle?
So I purposely did not watch the game on Sunday night. One, because I was in such a good mood that I did not want to get brought down. Like, I was on cloud 9 after watching that game. Talking about the Cowboys. Watching Russell Wilson just chop up the Patriots defense, which is one of the better defenses in the league, knowing that that's the defense.
They were last year. I don't think they're so good this year.
Yeah, I know they're missing a lot of people this year, but still, I just didn't want to see it because watching him just destroy them was not going to make me happy. So I opted not to watch it. Man, I've heard some things. So I was listening to the Fan this week, and kind of Mike Fisher was giving his report and was talking about how that the Seahawks defense has actually been one of the worst defenses when it comes to passing the ball this season. They've given up the most passing yards, and actually, I think it's second most. I don't think it's all time, through 2 games, but it's second most in some amount of years.
Yeah,
that gives me a lot of hope because, and I'm hoping the one thing that Mike McCarthy does that Jason Garrett doesn't do, which he's already shown me that he's doing a lot more than Jason Garrett does. I've seen halftime adjustments. I've seen shifts in the thing. We're not seeing the same boring old vanilla play calling, even though I still don't like the opening script. I think it needs a lot of fine tuning. But they asked him, they were like, hey, Dak did really well in this up-tempo offense, and your offense seemed to just flow very well when y'all are running at a fast pace. And he was like, yeah, I really like what I saw there. And I don't think he said that we're looking to incorporate that more, but it seems like he notices that our offense did perform a lot better when we were up tempo compared to the slow pace, walking up to the line, huddling every time. So I'm interested to see if he uses some of that up tempo against the Seahawks early in the game, because that's the one thing that Jason Garrett would never do. And yes, I know Kellen Moore was calling the plays, but you're the head coach. Go in there and say, hey, dude, let's try some up tempo, because that's what our offense does well. Because what did we see every time last year? Offense will run very slow in the first half, and then out of nowhere in the second half, because we're down 2 touchdowns, we're now running like 5 plays every 2 seconds. So let's see if Mark McCarthy fixes that. If they go out and they're like scoring quickly early on, I have a lot of faith that the Cowboys can pull this out. If we get down early on and make a lot of mistakes like we did last week, you're not pulling Russell. You're not doing that on Russell Wilson. Like, we got lucky with the Falcons. They're up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. We're losing that game. Russell Wilson's just going to go out there and throw another touchdown and match a touchdown for touchdown. Like, it's hard to believe that we go out there and win like that. But if it's close and it's like let's say it's like we get the ball 2 minutes left, 2-minute offense, Dak Prescott with the ball down 3. Yeah, I think we can win that game. I feel very confident about that. I felt very confident about it against the Rams, and we almost did win that game. So, how do you feel about it?
See, like, this is a game that I hate because, like, I love Russell Wilson, obviously. All right. But Russ is one of the quarterbacks you don't want to be up or down against. Like, you don't even want to be tied with the motherfucker, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You just want to make sure you beat him by like 40 going into the fourth quarter. Because if he's within striking distance, like within 17 points, he may beat you still. So, and he looks different this year. And I think
he's playing with fire.
Schottenheimer, baby Schottenheimer, is really coming to his own with that offense this time for his third year being in the system. I think they're just not going to pound the ball into our gut, because I feel like this our defense is prepared to take a team trying to run us over. Just keep running the ball. And I think over time we'll wear them out. But like what we're not capable for is the quarterback gets outside the pocket a little bit and just like, hey, you know what? DK Metcalf, just keep going deep. I'm going to throw it down to you one more time. So I'm kind of nervous. As much as Seattle's defense, they did give up 179 yards to Julian Edelman, which gives me some good hope for CeeDee Lamb this week. And they did give 2 touchdowns to Ridley the first week of the season. So it kind of gives me some hope on that. But like, they have Jamal Adams on defense. They still have KJ Wright. Still have Bobby Wagner. They have a really good defensive front still. So we'll see. And then you saw their goal line. Cam really didn't do a lot of damage from the goal line. Even when he scored his first 2 touchdowns, the first touchdown they stopped him. The second touchdown they would have stopped him, but he got that little wiggle. So I can't imagine that us get to the 1 yard line and then like, okay, we're gonna score. I don't feel that comfortable this time. So you can put some points up. I want them to score about 40 points this week, and we'll see from there. So like, I'm kind of. I did say we'll beat all the birds this year. I felt we would beat all the birds on the roster on the schedule this year. But I did have to start season 2-1. But I haven't started 2-1 this way. I had us losing this game. So
same.
I had us beating the Rams and then losing to the Seahawks. So hopefully I'm wrong, and we win and go 2-1 and start putting some space in this division with us.
Yeah, there's definitely a great opportunity this weekend to definitely create some space out there and get a legitimate shot at, pulling away from some of the teams that are not doing well, like the Eagles. Because that's crazy. Like, we're tied with the Washington football team for first place right now. Technically, they're in first place, but it's just I guess I'm a little bit more optimistic. I felt like Dak Prescott, as well as the entire Cowboys team, has been playing with this big old lump in their throat, if that makes sense. Last year, they really struggled to win big games. And it's happened. It's been that way since the Rams in the playoffs the year before. They hadn't won a big game since that Seattle. Like Seattle was really the last time they won a big game, like when we played them in the playoffs 2 years ago.
And barely won that game.
Yeah, but it took a great performance from Dak, and he made some big plays down the stretch, and that's something we did not see last year at all. And I think part of that, like I said, I think the Cowboys the players didn't expect Jason Garrett to come back. And so when Jason Garrett did come back, I really think that the players gave up on Jason Garrett and his boring gold message. And that is my personal belief. Have not talked to any of the players. Do not know if that's the legitimate way that they feel. But watching them play last year, that's what it looked like. So seeing them, finally get over that hump against the Falcons, because even against the Rams, it was like they were always right there, and it would be like something would happen, whether it's a penalty. Like they were in the red zone before, and they had 2 penalties that took them all the way back, like 20 yards, from 2 offensive penalties. And it's just like little mistakes like that just kept pushing them back. The offensive PI, which granted wasn't an offensive pass interference, but it still got called. And so it's moments like that just have kept them from getting over the hump. And I feel like they finally got that lump out of their throat, and now they can go out and just play ball. And go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Finish your statement.
Well, and I was just going to say, and now I just have a lot more confidence in this team as a whole. Like I saw that they finally overcame, okay, injuries happened. What they do, they just rode with it. Like early in the game, you saw an issue with the offensive line. They blew some plays, but after, granted, they did have Takk McKinley go down with an injury, so that definitely played a factor. But Brandon Knight looked really good on the outside last week. Like I was very impressed with him. He made some big blocks. He did. And so go watch the tape, man. He really did make some big plays.
I've watched that game 3 times, Jordan, and the offensive line worries me. And it's not even just like Brandon Knight and Steele. It's Looney at center. It's
Connor Williams is the one for me. He looks bad.
No, Connor Williams has 5 play stretches where he's really you're like, I can see what they saw in Connor. All right. I think Connor's in the wrong position still. I think he's going to be I think Connor should end up being our swing tackle. To be honest, I think he should be a backup because I think he's just not developing good as a guard right now. But Connor looks like the best guard in football for 5 plays. They don't take 20 plays to get right back to that same player.
Yep.
So Connor scares me, and that scares me a lot for Dak, especially when we can play teams with good defensive line. And we talk about this team that has a prime opportunity to start getting a stranglehold in the division, especially with all the other teams not playing so well. Mm-hmm. Well, the team's not playing so well. But you look at our division, and there's one thing our division's strong does. It's defensive linemen. And those things start coming fast. So if we can't get healthy, we can't get Lyle back, we can't get Tyron, we are at the point right now where you can start expecting Tyron to start playing 11 to 13 games a year. So you're that's what it's been like for the last 4 seasons with Tyron. He's a Hall of Fame talent. I would love him. I would love to him to be around, but I'm the Cowboys, I will start drafting them tackles, spend some more first round equity, and then probably think about moving them to right tackle, try to take some wear and tear off his body, or to them to go away from him totally. I don't want to see Tyron leave. I want to see Tyron play his whole career here, but we're at the point right now he may play 7 to 11 games every season for the Cowboys. And when you got a good quarterback that pay $40 to $45 million a year, it's not worth the risk. It's not worth the risk at all.
Well, and here's my thing with Tyron. I don't actually think that it was Tyron Smith going down wasn't the biggest hurt this year. I really feel like what really played a factor in why it's such a big deal with Tyron being down now is because you had the injuries before the season to La'el Collins and Cam Irving. Because Cam Irving played a game for Tyron Smith last year. He wasn't great, but he was serviceable.
Same Cam Irving,
yeah, right? But he's a serviceable backup tackle to play a game or so if you need him to. He's not going to go out there and knock it out of the park, but he's going to do a decent enough job to keep the defenders off the back.
La'el's a Pro Bowl, also pro, like an all pro, like right tackle could be. That's his future. And he could be an all pro left tackle when Tyron retires. And Tyron is still a Pro Bowl all pro left tackle.
Yeah.
So like to lose two talents that big, it is a big step up.
Yeah.
Especially when you have aspirations to get into a Super Bowl. Like, let's not, like, this season is not a season where we can let Mike McCarthy rest on we had injuries this year. Nah, man, the whole division has had injuries. The whole NFC's having injuries. You still have one of the most talented rosters. As long as he has a portion of 60% of the offensive line, he still has Dak, he still has Zeke, he still has CD, he still has Amari, Gallup. There should be no excuse for this team not to make a run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I got to see a little bit more out of him to like get this team going. I don't want to see them slow starts anymore. Because this team kind of worries me. This team could be 13-3. This team also could be 7-9.
Yeah,
which scares me.
That is true.
I don't know what to think about them. I hopefully this week will give us some more clarity on that situation. But as of right now, I'm still kind of worried.
Yeah, and that's understandable. There's been some questionable calls that he's made or that he's allowed in general, and the offense has been off to slow starts. The defenses look questionable throughout the games. They get tired very fast, and so it's just a lot of we don't really know what we're getting yet from the Cowboys, and so that's just the biggest issue. And honestly, we're about to hit one of the toughest stretches that we're going to face in our schedule. I think.
The lines are about to play are great.
Yeah, so
it goes Seattle, Cleveland, New York, Cardinals, Washington, Eagles. That's literally really good defensive lines, including Myles Garrett coming home.
Yeah, and the way our schedule is set up this year, we don't really have like an easy stretch until you get probably to the very end of the season, because if San Francisco is still beat up, that's going to be like we may have like the last 4 games where it's pretty winnable four games. But this middle part of our schedule is tough. Like you have some tough games. You have a Giants game in there that will probably be fairly easy, but it's a revenge game for Jason Garrett. He may go out and have Daniel Jones pass for 500 yards in that game just to show the Cowboys what he is. Yeah, he is, but what happens when players come back to play the Cowboys. They dominate us. So it's, but yeah, like the Seahawks are a tough team. The Browns, if they continue to get it together, they can be a tough team. You know that they have a great defensive line that is going to come after you. So that's something to worry about in general. And then the Cardinals are a surprisingly good team. So down this schedule, there's just some really tough games that the Cowboys are going to have to step up and play. And here's my thing with Mike McCarthy. One, nothing in these first 2 games has shown me that the Cowboys get injured and they just throw in the flag, because that's what I saw when we had Jason Garrett. I go back to the Jets game. Remember going up to that Jets game, and I think me and you talked about this. We were like, yeah, that's going to be a trap game. Like Cowboys, Tyron Smith's out. They had Amari Cooper was hurt. I think somebody on the defense was hurt too.
It was a trap, all right.
Yeah. So we just knew we just had that feeling going into the game. Okay, we have all these injuries. Cowboys aren't going to win this game. And we lost 24-22. They looked horrible in the first half. And then you have the Eagles game. Remember that? and everybody gets crap. First of all, Dak had to like literally get shot up in the arm to play. If this year, if that happened, you put in Andy Dalton, then you wouldn't have to worry about Dak getting hurt in that game. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, you look at those games, and those were games that we should have won last year, but Jason Garrett could not overcome the injuries. He just kept playing his game plan because he goes by that, oh, yeah, next man up, next man up, next man up. What I've seen from Mike McCarthy this season has shown me that, okay, people are out, we're making adjustments. Joe Thomas was probably one of our best linebackers that we had last week in the game. Like, he was all over the field. He played very well being in that role. Dalton Schultz, oh my God, dude. Yes, I'm talking about the same guy who went and caught a beautiful touchdown thrown by Dak Prescott that he would have dropped last week. A bunch of clutch passes that he caught. Like, he really stepped up and played big in place of him. You look at I know, but like he stepped up. Like, he had the fumble early, and then from there he kept going. Brandon Knight, like I said, like, I really like what Brandon Knight did this week. I even like what Terrence Steele did this week. Like, I mean, granted, he didn't have to go out to Tech. He didn't have Tech McKinley like the whole like 3 quarters.
He was getting worked.
Yeah, because the first quarter he was getting worked.
He was getting worked. Like, there was a couple plays where Dak stepped back, and then next thing you know, there was a defense end right there. He's like, hey,
yeah. But after that, after Tech McKinley went out, he did a fine job, and that was probably more on them than Mike McCarthy coaching them up. But still, I just look at you even look at the our cornerbacks. We're facing injuries and stuff there. Granted, Jordan Lewis did not do a very good job replacing. Yeah, dude. Dude was struggling out there.
He's 26 now. Like, garbage.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan. So, what? Cowboys win next week?
Oh, definitely. I think. Okay, not definitely, but I have a lot of faith they're going to win.
You said definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to be confident, but I really do feel that they're going to win this week.
All right. So, Jordan, let's talk about all these injuries that hit the NFL this week.
Dude.
So, one of the funniest things we were talking about in my guys group, we play fantasy with, was like, man, there's no big injuries this year going into the season, because like every year, like after week 2 of the preseason, you get those injury rushes, and there you go, week 2 of the season.
That hit you late.
Yeah, there they go. There's ACLs being torn like no other.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, as much as I hate the Giants and I hate to see Saquon hurt, but Lord, now Saquon gets hurt, and contract year for him. For running back, this is your contract year. He did it before he got paid. So, like, this is his 3rd year in the league. He got 2 more years left of the contract. This is the year he's going to have a really good year and then be able to, like, sit out next year and be like, I'll pay me. He gets tears the ACL. McCaffrey has an ankle injury. Mostert gets hurt. There's plenty of players across the league that just – I was sad to see a lot.
Jimmy G was struggling with injuries.
He's out for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Drew Lock's out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Speaking of that, did you see Jeff Driscoll play football on Sunday?
Yeah,
why does Kaepernick not have a job?
Okay, and I want to say this, and
Jordan,
you can.
I will list a bunch of backup quarterbacks.
I know. No, I definitely agree that there's some issues there with backup quarterbacks. But here's what I'm gonna say about Colin Kaepernick not getting a job, specifically with the Denver Broncos, because one, I don't. And keep in mind, I do not like Drew Lock.
No. I'm not talking about the Broncos.
Okay. But I want to talk, because I've seen some people on Twitter talking about the Broncos. Okay, first of all, they actually do for some reason like Blake Bortles, and that's why they signed him. They were actually interested in signing him last year and didn't sign him. And I don't know why. Once again, don't know why. Like, he has shown nothing, that he's very bad. Like, he's done nothing but get worse since he's been in the league. He came out of nowhere when he was drafted so high in the first place. But they and for them, you have to, when you're going after a quarterback, there's something about going and getting a guy that's similar to the style of play as your starting quarterback. You look at the Seahawks and who they put as backups for Russell Wilson. Now, granted, Dallas hasn't gotten that with
the original backup of Russell Wilson was Matt fucking Flynn.
Yeah, but Matt Flynn was supposed to be the starter. Yeah, that's what was supposed to happen. He was brought there to be the starter.
But your backup thing goes out of line because then Russell was supposed to be the backup.
Yeah, they drafted Russell. Remember, they had Tavares Jackson was their backup originally.
No.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't him. Okay, it may have been somebody else. I can't remember. It was a long time ago now. It's been like 9 years. But there was somebody else that was there as a backup, and Russell Wilson was picked as a third string quarterback. He won the starting job. But you look at like with RG3 being the backup in Baltimore, and I'm not saying that every team does it, but there's a benefit to doing it.
Who was RG3's backup in Washington?
Okay, Kirk Cousins, but that was I didn't say every team does it.
My job here is just to nitpick your argument.
I know, but I'm saying there's a benefit to it. There's a benefit.
There's a benefit, but there's so many there's so many operations and teams
that don't because.
But it's always been shown in the league if you have a quarterback who can improvise as your backup quarterback. Those teams do better a lot more. Think about those teams that had quarterbacks come in. Like you had the Michael Vick year, and that came out and replaced Kevin Kolb. You have the year Cap replaced Alex Smith. Even though Alex Smith was mobile, Cap was different. You have Mahomes and Alex Smith. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, but all these are different situations. So one, Colin Kaepernick was picked as he was drafted as a quarterback as a potential replacement for Alex Smith, and he eventually did replace him. Yes, he was.
He was a project.
Yes, he was a project, and they liked what they saw after he came in and played for him. Patrick Mahomes brought in as a replacement to Alex Smith. They traded up to get him, and after 1 year, they went in and put him in. You look at Michael Vick and Kevin Kolb. Michael Vick was brought there to be the starter. They just couldn't just straight up start him because he hadn't played in years.
He was there. He
was brought there to be the starter, and Vince Young was brought there to be his backup. Kevin Kolb was a trade piece.
No.
Like he was temporary.
No. Vince Young was brought 2 years after Michael Vick already had the job.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, well, okay. Well, even still. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. But even still, Michael Vick was going to be the starter at some point. Kevin Kolb was not good enough to where he had truly earned the starting job over Michael Vick. They just needed a contingency plan if Michael Vick was bad.
I feel like you're taking my Jeff Driscoll was dog shit doo-doo joke a little too far here, man.
No, right? I'm trying to get to the point. I'm trying to get to the point here, but you kept throwing out names, okay? So I was trying to address it.
I understand how backup quarterbacks are supposed to be in the league. Yeah. I still think Cap needs a job. Well,
I do too. I honestly,
my bad. I take it back. I don't think Cap needs a job. Right? Cap probably is not going to. He's probably dog shit too. Right? I'm just saying we have quarterbacks like Jeff Driscoll that came out here and played like dog shit. And people actually like Sean Mannion, and I can name. There's a list of them that go on. Jordan, do you know Matt Schaub is still in the league?
Blaine Gabbert's still a quarterback.
Yeah, I know. When I was just saying this, like I thought teams would put a lot more effort in putting in backup quarterbacks that would be good for them,
and they don't.
You know who has the best backup in the NFL? I think it's Nick Mullins. I think it's San Francisco. Like I'm ready for Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
I want to see if Jimmy G gets released this season.
You wanna know a backup I want to talk about for like 30 seconds?
Jalen Hurts.
No, but he should be playing at some point in the next couple weeks. Andy Dalton.
Oh God.
Andy Dalton. Okay, for all of y'all Cowboys fans that think that he can just come in here and run the offense better than Dak, he had the ball at the 1 yard line, 2 plays, and it looked absolutely horrible. Granted, one of them was just a straight up run play. The first one just completely didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work.
But here's why. Here's why. Right. You see how different you can run that offense with Dak Prescott. Do not think that the offense is just going to look amazing just because you throw Andy Dalton in there instead of Dak. You see, like, one of the biggest reasons Dak Prescott is as good of a quarterback as he is because of his red zone ability. He came in there, rushed the ball in from 1 yard line, and you saw plenty of times that they ran that read option at the goal line, and it resulted in 4 touchdowns, 3 from Dak and 1 from Ezekiel Elliott. And that play works because nobody knows who to guard and who's going to get the ball. And so it's just straight up, and it doesn't matter if there's one defender in the way. because Zeke can run him over, Dak can run him over. It doesn't matter. So that's why that just works out so much better than having Andy Dalton. Because if you try and have Andy Dalton out there, they are not scared of laying Andy Dalton's ass out. And so it's like it's hand off to Zeke, and that's all we can really do.
What is your hate for the Red Rocket?
I don't hate him. I hate the fans that think that he can come in there and replace Dak. Remember, they decided to replace him.
The Red fucking Rocket.
I do. I
do apologize for my brother's ignorance. He's spitting out his mouth. Look, if Andy Dalton came start today, we win 10 wins. All right, damn it. All right.
So, no, we wouldn't.
No, I gotta have that faith.
I don't. Yeah, I like Andy Dalton. I really do.
Remember
but
our quarterbacks before Andy Dalton, our backups before Andy Dalton?
I do. I know. It's a great backup. It's very good insurance. It's very good insurance. Very good insurance. But that's what it is. It's insurance. You get insurance because you hope that you don't have to use it. But if you need to, you're going to be covered. You don't just go out there trying to wreck your car just because you want to go and, take the insurance, use your insurance. No.
Jordan, you're going to drive me to drink more. All right.
That's all I have to say.
Let's just talk about the week coming up. Jordan, what are you excited about this sports week?
Next week we're on the show. We're going to be playing the NBA Finals. It's going to be Lakers Heat.
It will be the NBA Finals next week.
Yeah. So
game 2 will be playing.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. For all of you listeners out there, we're actually going to be talking some sports up, and I haven't even sent you this email yet. I was busy at work this morning, but we're going to be talking it up with the Daily Grind. Yeah, we're going to hop on the Daily Grind podcast, CJ and I, and talk some sports and talk a little bit of life.
Thanks for letting me fucking know.
I know, surprise. Yeah, there you go.
Daily Grind. We're hopping on your podcast. What's up?
Yeah, so we're going to talk sports on there, and I mean, I'm excited to watch some good football this weekend. You get 4 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL battling against each other, with Dak Prescott versus Russell Wilson on Sunday afternoon, and then on Monday night, the best Monday night football game we've gotten so far is going to be Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. So some good stuff to watch this week. What are you excited about?
We have Stars Game 3 tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, we can rebound and get the series 2-1 Stars. Right now, it's 1-1. Looking for some more WNBA basketball. The NBA playoffs postseason, I've been hearing it. It's just not giving me that juice. Like, I watched the first 2 Miami games, and I was like, yeah, this is all right. And then the LA games, I don't know why I'm not into them right now. So I guess it's just not in season for me. Technically, my body's just not used.
Yeah, I get that.
So, hopefully tonight I get Game 4. If Gordon Hayward looks like he did in Game 3, I'm scared for my Miami pick. And I'm this close to having a good payout. Right? This close. I just need Miami to win. I need LA to win. That's all I need to do. Right? So I'm looking forward to those 2 things. Basically, those are my 2 sports items that were listed.
Okay.
Football this weekend. I just want to win. But even with what?
Oh no, you started talking again, so I was just gonna let you finish up.
Oh no, finish. What you about to say? Say what you about to say.
I was gonna say, how many games do you think until we see Jalen Hurts roll out there for the Eagles?
If Carson Wentz keep playing like dog shit, probably 3. But I don't know. They'll probably let Carson play it out. I think Carson's gonna. This is one thing I hate about Carson Wentz. Like, he'll put something together near them. It's like, give him like 3 more. And he's got. I said again, he's got the Bengals coming in this week. So, like, this is your get right game. If there's gonna game you're gonna get right with, it's going against the Bengal defense. So, the
optimism for Cowboys fans is, one, the Bengals are on the verge of a victory. They've been like teetering on one for the past 2 games. And then they play the 49ers, Steelers, and then the Ravens after that. So have fun.
I do hate Joe Burrow, but I'm rooting for Joe Burrow this week. So let's wrap it up. Thank you for our wonderful engineer, Aaron Bird.
Happy birthday,
Aaron Bird, for making it sound good. Thanks for owning music for our intro and our outro music. Guys, I would say arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, but we saw the decision today. Please, guys, go register and vote. All right, your votes do matter. You know why your votes matter? because we can take people like Daniel fucking Cameron, the AG in Kentucky, and we can put better people in those positions. So, Jordan, do the thing.